to yeah, right, them. Um, because there's so many other people in the Game of Thrones universe, so I figured I didn't really have that much of like, I couldn't go through every single one of them and like do their names and banners. So this is my oh yeah, them. So this part we're just going to talk about everything that has to do with everything outside of Jon Snow. So yeah, I mean, you guys are still going at it. I mean, like he got stabbed multiple times. He got stabbed all over the place. I'll go back to the Jon Snow thing. I don't care. I don't care. I do not care whatsoever. Although my hotkeys, hello, might not be working. Great. So this is a great stream. Hey guys. So yeah, no, that's great. Yeah. So John Water. So yeah, so when we left at the end of season 5, again, everybody was just in there, like in completely different areas with all of what's been going on. The Jon Snow was over at the Wall. He had sent Samwell out so he can continue his romantic relationship with this girl Gilly, baby mama, and one of my favorite characters of Game of Thrones is played by Peter Dinklage. He's Tyrion. Or Tyrone? Tyrion. His name is Tyrion. I got it. We're good. Tyrion had to escape, not Helm's Deep, had to escape King's Land. Now I'm getting my Token and my George Martin all mixed up. This is weird. So Tyrion leaves. Yeah, writing his name down is not going to help me, Eric. Yeah, he's a Lannister, but he's probably like the best. He's Lannister OP. That's who he is. So the whatchamacallit, so Tyrion had to leave King's Landing at the end of season 4 because he killed his father, killed his former wife / lover, I think. Just went on a murderous drunken rampage. So this whole season was left leaving had left him. Thank you. That's a better one. Had to leave, and with the help of like pretty much the snitch of King's Landing, they had to Tyrion had to pretty much lay low, and he had some help from some of the same people that have been helping Daenerys out, and he finally found himself in Meereen, where Daenerys, played by Emilia Clarke, had just left on the back of one of her dragons, who helped her during the whole situation with left on one of her dragons after a huge like gladiator style fight with Tyrion and some of the other subjects under Daenerys's rule. So now, with the absence of Daenerys and Meereen, Tyrion kind of gets what he's always wanted, and that's just formidable power. None of this sneaking behind people or any of that kind of crap. He gets power, ultimate power, and he finally finds himself, at the rule of a land. No, I wanted your 2 cents, and I got your 2 cents. Thank you, Daff. So yeah, so the so now Tyrion is in rule there, so we'll find out where that will leave him. Um, Over at the Dothraki Sea, Daenerys is left. Apparently comes off her dragon, and is confronted by Dothrakis coming in the distance. She is then surrounded by them, and we've sort of seen in like a lot of these trailers and teasers for this upcoming season. We've seen that she's been taken prisoner, and it's become an image that's been shown for the past few months and whatnot of her being walked to a place, kind of like the slaves and whatnot that she had encountered when she first came to Meereen and some other locations. So I guess we'll see what her fate is. Rumor has it this season she will face one last test that will she's going to face like maybe one last test that will take her away from that human nature that she has and make her more of a ruler. Kind of make her more like Joffrey, a bit of a stone-hearted person that can make her a better ruler. Because right now she rules with emotion. She wants to make sure that she's seen as a humble person, as a philanthropist. However, that has not really helped her in fully ruling Meereen or any of the other nations in which she took over. Because the citizens that she took the land over from, they don't trust her, nor do they feel as if she is a strong leader because she rules with her heart. She also needs to rule with her mind, with her head, in order to knowingly, pretty much know how to rule with an iron fist type thing. I can't see Targaryen lasting that long. I mean, it's pretty much gonna be where it's pretty much gonna be. Yeah. I mean, the Targaryens, I mean, there's that whole traitor thing, too, that I actually have no idea what's going on. As far as the other Stark kids, Sansa Stark, having left the clutches of Joffrey and the Lannisters over in King's Landing, she was brought to... she's been brought back to Winterfell. I guess we'll see her. I mean, she's just been put into a terrible, terrible place, and she's gonna go back down to the slave. She's gonna be knocked down to the slave. Targaryen Daenerys, she's going to be brought down to the slaves that she freed. So she's going to actually live. You know, you haven't lived until you lived in a day in my shoes. That's kind of what she's going to feel. And then Sansa and Theon, they jumped over the wall of Winterfell. Yeah, that's Sansa. She's getting out of she went out of a bad situation into a worse situation. The one storyline that I think will also be finished may be Cersei. She's pretty much done because the High Sparrow, played by Jonathan Pryce, who, if you're not sure who Jonathan Pryce is, go get the Pirates of the Caribbean movie and you're welcome. I loved him in Pirates. I thought he was pretty sweet. Yeah. Some DS3. Yeah. So, I mean, what we have going on with this season 6 opener is obvious. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of story to tell. The main story, of course, is whether or not John is ready. John is good to go, or he's dead. Dead. Do I plan on seeing? Should I just switch this over to viewer's choice and let you guys just basically type what you want, and I'll just react to what you say? Because you plan to see Pirates 5. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. All right. So I mean, we're doing this a little quickly, but yeah, I mean, I plan to see Pirates 5. I do. I absolutely do. Um, yeah. I like with Cersei. But how much farther can she actually go with that? I mean, she's lost one son. She's about to lose a daughter, or find out she's lost a daughter. She's really not. Thanks, Daff. I mean, as much as we want to think that she's actually going to be, that she's going to be torn up by it, and she's going to go back to her sneaky ways and do what she needs to do. I really don't think that she's going to be doing that. You know, I think her days. I don't want to say that she's definitely not going to be here by the end of season 6, but I would not be surprised if during or at the very end at the season finale, she does not make it, because her character is becoming so weak. And I think Jaime is going to see that and like leave her to the High Sparrow. Bran returning. Yeah, he was gone the whole season, right? He was gone all of season 5. Like, he left season 4 to go get trained, and you know that he's a little creepy kid. Yeah, he's a little creeper dude. To learn, well, Jamie has always been one of my favorite characters. Not only because the Lannisters, they're scheming, they're conniving, they're all this kind of stuff. However, Jamie for me was kind of that. He always needed to prove himself. And then you know, with the losing of his hands, you know, that was another step for him to prove himself. I always like that him to me is kind of like the underdog of the Lannister family. I mean, so is Tyrion, but I don't know. But yeah, we didn't see Bran at all last season because he was training of some sort. So I hope we get to see like him train or something like that. It just feels weird. But yeah, Bronn is supposed to come back. So yeah. I mean, question I could have. I mean, listen, that was in the first season, all right? The first season is when he pushed Bran out the window and that whole sister thing. But in you know in his he's a transcender, but in his, how do I put this, in his in his travels since the first season, like, the dude's gone through a lot, and he hasn't been, I don't think he's humbled. I think he just knows how to direct his anger, or how to better equip himself to deal with the hardships of life. And I mean, he went to Dorne to get his daughter back. That's funny. That's cute, Chris. You know, he took on such responsibility. Now, the one thing that I wasn't too keen on was they brought the Mountain back. I don't get, the Mountain to me seems like the Boba Fett of Game of Thrones, where he's just like, he's been in it for such a small amount of time, and then all of a sudden he's become this huge, like, underground sensation. I don't, like, did anyone else feel that way, or am I just the only one that, like, the Mountain? I feel the Mountain as though he's like the cult classic of everything. Oh wow. They do, friend. I mean, yeah, like, you know. So yeah, Game of Thrones, man. I know you guys could talk about this all night, and I'm so excited that you're here because I've got his Juggernaut crossover. Hey, that's awesome. Yeah, I don't know how. Again, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, he was cool when he was in the fight with the King of Dorne. It's season 4 or season 5 that fight happened. He'll fight Batfleck season 7. I mean, he could be Bane in the Batman in the new Justice League universe, the DC cinematic universe. He could be Bane. And I know I'm jumping all over the place. I'm just gonna, like, I might stop the record and just keep going with this, but, like, yeah, I'm calling it here. The guy who plays the Mountain is gonna be Bane. So, yeah. I haven't, Eric. I have not watched him in the Strongest Man competition. I've seen him do some other things. Like, he's been in a couple commercials and stuff like that. I mean, he's like the modern day Andre the Giant. He's just a big dude, a freakishly big dude. So, you know, it feels like to me he's part of, like, the Princess Bride or something like that. So yeah, you know, yeah, like, it seems as though the strongman competition, DC is doing another Bane. No, I mean, they're not. We, like, there's been no official thing about Bane, but I mean, if they were to do a Bane, Daph, don't you think this guy would fit the Mountain? You would think he would fit Bane's, like, specifications and stuff. Not like he fits the size. Yeah, no, I don't think I honestly don't think Ben Affleck is going to write Bane into his first Batman movie. That would be a little ridiculous. So yeah, but I mean, look at the way Tom Hardy did Bane. He was a brute, but he was physically big. So I think this guy, the Mountain, and I don't even know his full name. I think he would be a great Bane because you get the size. You get his size and the fact that he doesn't speak all that much English would help him with the whole like keeping his monologue to a minimum. I mean, if Tom Hardy can get by on a Best Picture nomination by grunting in Mad Max Fury Road, what's to say the Mountain can't do the same? No, I well, I mean, I've never I like Hodar. We've only seen like completely covered up. We haven't seen him without like. I mean, don't start sending me pictures of Hodar. So, yeah. Um, no. All right. See, this is where he gets ridiculous, people. He's just getting absolutely ridiculous, Chris. Um, Hodar. Hodor? Hodor? See, now you're annoying deaf. Yeah. I mean, yeah, okay. Hafthor Julius Bjornsson. Interesting. Absolutely interesting. Um, but yeah, it seems like you guys are excited for Game of Thrones to come out, and I am too. So, maybe we'll definitely do maybe like a mid-season talk about it, and then we'll do a season finale talk because, I I think a lot's gonna happen. I think this is gonna be the season of like years of stuff happening. Um, they call him Thor for short. See, who are you thinking? I was thinking of someone more similar, honestly, for Bane. So who are you thinking for Bane? Um, who are you thinking of for Bane? Are you trying to go like the WWE route? um, Kevin Kevin Spacey for Bane? Like, where are we thinking? You you like the Tom Hardy Bane? Yeah, no, I mean, I think Kevin Spacey would do better as like a Hugo Strange, um, than a Bane. I I think Kevin Spacey would be able to play a better maniacal psychological, like if they were going to do this Gallivant character from Gotham in the DC universe, like if they really made him a character for the DC cinematic universe, I could see Kevin Spacey playing that person. But I would think Kevin Spacey would be a great Hugo, like a great Doctor Strange, Hugo Strange. Because or he would be like a Carmine Falcone, or one of the mob bosses that brings Gotham to the brink of destruction prior to Batman becoming Batman. I would go for, yes, yeah, K-Pax for Strange. Because he's just got the mentality to be Hugo Strange. No, don't do that. Peter Dinklage is Bane. That would be funny. Yeah. That would be funny. I could see that. I would like to see. Jesse Eisenberg? You think Jesse Eisenberg would be a good Riddler? He would. He would, yeah, because he's also he was in Now You See Me, right? Jesse Eisenberg is in the Now You See Me movies. So that might actually work because he could do that kind of mysterious yet that funky sort of casting. I think he could do those two very well. Yeah, he's got like if he did the similar performance to Now You See Me, then he would be a better pick for the Riddler. Definitely the Riddler. Yeah, Eric the Great has a great point. He's saying that Bane was originally written as a smaller, sort of meekish person, yet when pumped with the serum, was able to become this stronger, better version of Bane. So the Bane we saw in the Dark Knight Rises was already beefed up and stuff, and that was pure muscle. However, the Bane from the comics is meant to be chemically muscle-bound character. So Eric the Great is saying Peter Dinklage for the regular guy, and then the Mountain as the comic book like villain part of Bane, which I think I totally agree for that one. And Neil Patrick Harris as the Riddler would be great. Again, he's got that sort of mysterious type of high-pitched, yet he's got that. I think what's most important with the Riddler is you need a guy with showmanship. You need an actor that I would have to say has been in like a lot of plays and musicals, and something where it's overacting, because the Riddler and his mannerisms and his movements are kind of like an overacting, kind of like a musical theater. Like, instead of just going from point A to point B, I'm going to saunter over to point A and point B. And Neil Patrick Harris would definitely be one of those type of actors out there to pull something like that off. Also, I mean, Jesse Eisenberg, he could potentially do the same thing. Because he has that potential to, again, if you've seen the movies Now You See Me, which I'll probably watch again this weekend because I've been talking about it so much. I'll send something I've heard. I mean, NPH is always interested to do parts that challenge him. He's always looking for something new and fresh. However, do you think his Riddler would fit into this current DC universe that we're in? That's the other yet bigger question. Do you see Neil Patrick Harris's Riddler being used in this DC cinematic universe? Because, oh yeah, I mean, the dude knows how to sing and all that stuff. Yeah, no, his rendition of Dream On is amazing. Yeah. Yeah. So, Cruising 13, welcome to the stream. Welcome. We're right now we were supposed to be doing Game of Thrones. However, because like there's really not much to talk about with Game of Thrones other than is Jon Snow alive. We're discussing what our dream castings right now for the Riddler and for Bane, because I thought the Mountain from Game of Thrones would be a great Bane character. So let me know what you think. Let me know. Let me know. Come on in. Let me know. But like, all right. So we have we have Jared Leto as the Joker in this new DC universe. We have Margot Robbie as the new as the Harley Quinn for this thing. So would you feel that NPH, like, say they had like a villains get together in the Batman standalone movie, if Ben Affleck were to have all the villains come out at once of like Arkham Asylum for instance, would you see Neil Patrick Harris in that lineup of people? Because I don't know if I could in this DC universe. Again, they would really have to push him in. And you can't use Jesse Eisenberg in this universe because he's already but see? But if that's the type of villain they're going for, like say for instance, Suicide Squad does fantastic. In the Batman standalone movie, if they decide to go the Joker route, they unless it's not in his contract to only do it once, would Jared Leto be in the new Batman movie? Would they go with the Joker as the original villain for Bruce Wayne's Batman? For Ben Affleck's Batman movie. So would Neil Patrick Harris fit with the Joker and Harley Quinn that we see in Suicide Squad? Because those are the first villains that we've seen from the Batman universe in this new DC cinematic universe. I agree with you 100% that in the Dark Knight series, the Nolan Dark Knight series, Neil Patrick Harris as the Riddler would have been fantastic. However, could he really pull it off in this new sort of darker? I don't can you go darker than the Dark Knight series? Yeah, no, that I mean, I'm 100% that behind that. I think Jared Leto is going to kill Suicide Squad, and kill it as the Joker. I was a skeptic at first. However, I have become a full believer. I don't know. Maybe. Jim Parsons would never have done. Jim Parsons would never have been able to do the Dark Knight series, but maybe he might be able to do this new DC one because it's got a bit more of a comic-y type flair, and his movement sometimes as Sheldon Cooper does really kind of. Or Jim Parsons, have you seen him in the HP commercials where he's just kind of like this know-it-all? I think he might be able to because he's got that snarky attitude. I mean, him and NPH would be great. Him and Neil Patrick Harris would be great amongst the two of them. He really would. Oh, Jared Leto never showed up to Suicide Squad. You do know that, Daff, right? Jared Leto showed up maybe once, but the rest of the time there was only Joker. So, yeah. All right, guys. So we're having a great time here. I really do love talking to you guys, but I'm starting to get a little tired and my throat is getting quite scratchy. So I think I'm going to call it here. I had a feeling it was going to be a short stream tonight because Game of Thrones, I love it. It's just very difficult to talk to when you're looking at a screen. I love talking with you guys about it and girls. Yeah. Sunday night, I don't know what I want to stream about next. I don't know at all. I don't know. What do you think are some good ideas that we should talk about on stream for Sunday? Let me know. Just tweet at me or something like that. Just give me ideas. Shoot me a tweet. Shoot me a comment. Shoot me something in here. We'll talk it out. We'll talk it out. But everybody have a great evening. Thank you very much for coming in and joining. Oh no, that doesn't do that. I don't know what I'm doing. I want everyone to have a great and wonderful evening. Make sure everybody out there, you keep watching TV shows. You keep watching movies. Enjoy Game of Thrones Sunday night, April 24th. I know I said the date and I shouldn't have, but this Sunday, Game of Thrones comes back for season 6. It's supposed to be epic as heck. I want everyone to enjoy themselves. I love everybody out there. I especially love you. And have a great evening, everyone. Daph, I did Marvel DC. Go back and watch my YouTube videos. Go back. The VODs are up. They're up. DC v Marvel. It's already there. We're going to do a special Civil War, closer to the release date, closer to May 6th. We'll do what I did for this kind of thing, but it'll be more informative. We'll do hey, this is what's been happening in the Marvel universe. This is what's been working for them. Who's ready? Speculation for Civil War, and definitely all that stuff. But everybody have a great evening. Make sure you keep watching those TV shows. Bye-bye.